Red Bull has stated that its power unit section has joined up with the American automaker Ford ahead of the 2026 season. Last month, rumors arose that the American manufacturer had agreed to return to the sport, from which they had quit in 2004. Ford had opted to collaborate with Red Bull on their fledgling power unit branch. In this video, we will take a look at everything you need to know about Red Bull's incredible partnership. Ford is returning to Formula One in a partnership with Red Bull Racing, where it will work on next-generation engine development. Its return in 2026 will mark more than 20 years since Ford last powered a Grand Prix car, the Jordan Ford, in 2004. The announcement was made during the launch of Red Bull's 2023 livery in New York. Ford will collaborate with Red Bull's new powertrain company without taking control, and will offer its knowledge in developing the hybrid power unit's electrical aspects. Following Honda's exit from the sport at the end of the 2021 season, Red Bull established their own engine division, with the Japanese manufacturer offering support until the 2026 season. However, Red Bull Powertrain now has another important partner behind them, with a partnership with Ford confirmed. "It's terrific to be bringing Ford back into Formula One with our relationship," stated Christian Horner. "As an independent engine maker, to have the chance to benefit from an OEM's experience like Ford puts us in excellent stead versus the competition. They are a manufacturer with a long history in the automotive industry. The bloodline runs from Jim Clark to Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher. It's very thrilling for us as Red Bull Powertrains to launch the next chapter of that history, as Red Bull Ford. Ford's return to Formula One with Red Bull Racing is all about where we are going as a company, increasingly electric, software-defined, modern vehicles and experiences." Farley added, "F1 will be a remarkably low-cost platform for innovating, sharing ideas and technology, and engaging with tens of millions of new customers." Earlier this year, Ford announced their comeback to Formula One after more than 2 decades away. They did not announce which teams they will supply at the time. However, that information was confirmed during Red Bull's RB19 debut. Ford last competed in Formula One in 2004 through its subsidiary business, Jaguar, which was then sold to their suspected new partner, Red Bull. The sport's 2 most important individuals also weighed in on Ford's entrance, with F1 president Stefano Domenicali stating he couldn't wait to see the Ford badge racing around circuits. Today's announcement that Ford will return to Formula One in 2026 is fantastic news for the sport, and we are pleased to see them join the wonderful automotive partners already in Formula One, Domenicali stated. "Ford is a global brand with a wonderful pedigree in racing and the automotive business, and they recognize the enormous value that our platform gives to nearly 500 million fans worldwide. Our promise to reach net zero carbon by 2030 and to use sustainable fuels in F1 vehicles beginning in 2026 is also a major factor in their choice to enter F1. We feel that our sport offers unparalleled opportunity and reach, and we cannot wait for the Ford logo to race around F1's classic circuits beginning in 2026. The action was also backed by FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem, who claimed it was an indication of the success of the 2026 power unit norms. There are a few manufacturers with such a storied motorsport heritage as Ford, so seeing them return to the FIA F1 World Championship is fantastic news, Ben Sulayem remarked. It underpins the success of the 2026 power unit regulations, which have at their core a dedication to both sustainability and spectacle, and having greater interest from the US is obviously crucial for the future expansion of the world's premier motorsport category. It follows in the footsteps of Ford's first Grand Prix engine, the Cosworth DFV, which was developed in the 1960s. Ford invested £100,000 in its engineers, and the engine went on to dominate F1 for more than a decade, powering every driver's champion for 7 seasons between 1968 and 1974. A more hands-on strategy did not work for the Ford-backed Stewart F1 squad in the late 1990s, or for Jaguar when the firm acquired the entire ownership and rebranded the business. However, a renewed partnership with Cosworth resulted in additional success with Benetton and Michael Schumacher in the 1990s. Ford-badged engines have powered 10 Constructors' Championships and 13 Drivers' Championships. Will those figures rise in the coming decade? Ford will not manufacture its own engine, but will instead contribute resources and know-how to Red Bull's development of a next-generation F1 power unit for 2026. Power unit restrictions are now locked, but a new set of standards will be implemented in 2026, necessitating a new engine specification. This will contain a more powerful electric motor, as well as the capacity to use environmentally friendly gasoline. F1 will be an exceptionally cost-effective platform for innovation, sharing ideas and technology, and engaging with tens of millions of new customers, said Ford President and CEO Jim Farley. It is unknown how involved Ford will be in engineering. According to the release, the company will contribute knowledge in battery cell and electric motor technology, as well as power unit control software and analytics. It makes sense for the corporation to increase its marketing involvement, and Red Bull is unlikely to mind. But the real crossover between F1 power units and those in road cars is always a fuzzy area. Honda is unlikely to have allowed its power unit to bear the label of another automobile manufacturer. It has already agreed with Red Bull to support the current engine through the end of the 2025 season. Ford's technical cooperation with the team begins in 2026, after the Honda unit is decommissioned. Thus, there will be no crossover. For the time being, the Red Bull car still bears Honda branding. Red Bull's engine division was formed in the aftermath of Honda's exit from Formula One. Initially, to take over the maintenance and preparation of the Honda F1 engines, which are now backed by Honda, and subsequently to build the next generation power unit, which will be utilized beginning in 2026. Red Bull has been looking for a partner that can give technical competence while allowing Red Bull to retain control of its power unit for some time. The latter was a source of contention with Porsche, according to rumors that the carmaker desired greater control than the team was ready to give up. The agreement with Ford ensures that Red Bull powertrains will stay independent, following the model that has earned the manufacturer success over the years. The collaboration will last until at least 2030. If the deal falls through, Ford will simply walk away, leaving Red Bull with complete ownership of the technology. Despite having a combustion engine at their heart, hybrid systems in Formula One cars allow manufacturers to market their electric credentials. According to Bill Ford, the company's executive chair, the move is motivated by marketing opportunities as well as the opportunity to improve technology in F1. This is the beginning of an exciting new chapter in Ford's motorsports journey, which began when my great-grandfather won a race that helped build our firm, he said. Ford is bringing Ford's rich legacy of innovation, sustainability, and electrification to one of the world's most visible stages. Red Bull has unveiled their title-defending car for Formula One 2023, as well as a significant new engine relationship with Ford. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez were both there as the sport's reigning double world champions introduced the RB19 car they hope will be just as powerful as last year, and sealed a new alliance that might see them remain a dominant F1 force for the foreseeable future. The car will be shaken down before the 3-day preseason test commences on February 23rd, with the season kicking off with the opening Bahrain Grand Prix from the same Sakhir circuit. While Red Bull is the first team to present a full launch following Haas's livery unveiling, their RB19 is expected to appear different once it hits the track. After an utterly dominant 2022 season, in which the team won 17 of the 22 races to claim their first Constructors' title since 2013, and the Dutchman won a record-breaking 15 on his own to seal consecutive drivers' crowns, Red Bull and Verstappen set the highest of standards for themselves this season. With little major changes to the vehicles for 2023, as contrast to last year's total rule rewrite, they are strong contenders to retain this year. However, there are significant obstacles ahead. Ferrari, Red Bull's main rivals last year, began working on this year's car much earlier than other teams, while Mercedes is prepared to rebound after a disappointing title defense of their own last year. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you with another interesting video.